this is not to be unexpected. And if anything, we could see the market move a bit higher, give back a little bit, move sideways. With this much uncertainty on the landscape, if anything, for traders, opportunity to play the trade, so to speak, and for investors, an opportunity for really looking for babies that get thrown out with the bathwater. So, if you're a trader, you want to be careful about leverage. And if you're an investor, you're looking to add to names that may have been too expensive a while ago. Don't back up the truck here, but layer in.
Very interesting that you make that point about names that were too expensive that maybe are now a little bit more attractive. I understand you're still interested in some technology names.
Certainly am. And Courtney, where we look at technology, we're looking for the technology companies that are profitable, strong cash flow, even paying dividends, okay, and those that are deeply embedded in the lives of both business and the consumer. And as a portfolio manager, as well as a strategist, I can't mention individual names here, but just think of the operating systems that you may deal with on a daily basis between your smartphone and your corporate PC. You get the idea. And when you consider this, it gives you diversification, income, the chips, a lot of prospects, we think, within the chip space, because we're going to need more chips to get out of this. Technology helped us during the pandemic at the peak and to get out of that. And it'll help us to deal with this situation in terms of the risk militarily and in terms of the challenges that we have now.
It also strikes me that you are interested in looking outside the United States here, even in this time of uncertainty and pretty unprecedented volatility for what we may or may not see with globalization in this world. But you like international markets.
We do. But we have been overweight U.S. equities for years now. But we do like to have meaningful exposure to both emerging as well as developed international markets, because as the U.S. economy gets stronger, and we expect, it will maintain relative strength versus other economies around the world through this period, and eventually get back to a sustainable level of economic growth at a modest pace, okay, we're going to be buying more goods from around the world. Just think of those brand names that are brand names that you can only get from foreign producers, whether it's in automobiles or in luxury goods or even in commoditized products, too.
And it's interesting, we talk a lot about defensive names on this network. We don't talk as much about defense names, but you're interested in that space as well for opportunity.
Most certainly. We think, when you look at the industrial sector, within that, you have all the defense stocks, those outfits that build tanks, that build missiles, that have cybersecurity answers, things like that. So we want to own the defense sector as well as the broader industrial sector. And the industrial sector, of course, is involved in feeding airplane engines, equipment for oil services companies and drillers, as well as all kinds of power generation.
And John, before we let you go, it sounds like you're a pretty risk-on guy here with some of your picks. You're looking for some opportunity in this market, but are there any hedges that you think investors should be watching right now?
Well, we think you certainly want to have a bit of cash on the side. Your investment portfolio we believe should be positioned overweight in equities, but you do want to have some cash on the side so that you can have dry powder to take advantage of the babies that get thrown out with the bathwater. You also want to own some defensive sectors. Utilities yesterday did pretty good because the regulated utilities are beginning to send out letters announcing that the regulators are looking at their costs of their energy. So likely your utility bills are going to be going up, and they'll be able to pay higher dividends as we see yields come up within the fixed income as well as with the utility sector.